And welcome back, everyone. Deathbattle prediction. This thumbnail, I'll be honest, I couldn't really find who made this thumbnail. I think, closer to find someone called New Era, if I'm not mistaken. But if someone can give me the name, find whoever made this thumbnail. It's a great thumbnail, by the way. Unless this is the official Deathbattle thumbnail, in which case, I'm good. But anyway, Asta versus Deku. I'm surprised you know what? I did this fight a long time ago for who would win. And I got people really getting on my case for what my decision was at the time. Now, having now read more of Black Clover and having had my hero progress a lot further, I can see why people kind of got on my case for the choice I made. Or at least voiced their disagreement. That said, however, with the progression of both stories, has my opinion changed on this? I mean, Deku, we know the story of both of these. Basically, they're kids born without abilities within their world. And then they are somehow given extraordinary power, for like the greatest power that is unique in that world, but have to struggle hard to master it. In Deku's case, it's One for All, the arguably strongest quirk. And in Asta's case, he has access to the 5-leaf clover, or an anti-magic from a specific demon. So one of my let's just break this down from a stat and abilities perspective. Now, I have not read all Black Clover by any stretch of the means. I've only just gotten to the part manga-wise, because I buy the manga. I actually go out of my way to buy manga still. I got to the part where Asta's arms are basically, foobarred at the moment, and then he's got to go and try to find a way to heal him. So he has not got him healed yet to the point where I'm at. But physically speaking, let's just talk about physicality first. Physically speaking, both these kids had to train immensely to get the power, in Deku's case, to get All for One, so his body could handle it. In Asta's case, so he could compensate for not having magic. In terms of physical strength, though, it's actually kind of hard to tell. When Deku is not using All for One, it's Asta who has the clear-cut advantage. He can still wield his sword with pure strength alone, which is a huge F-off sword. But with All for One, Deku definitely has the edge in strength. However, conversely, with his demon forms and whatnot, his strength goes much higher in terms of physicality, but then Deku is able to use Foe 100% and go even beyond that, because he could theoretically use Fajin and 100%. So there is no clear-cut answer to strength, in my opinion. And this is just because I haven't seen enough from Black Clover to really give a definitive answer on that. If I were to give a guess on that, I might lean towards Deku. But that's because Deku's got ways of amping his strength beyond, just the standard amount he can use. Asta does too, but his is a bit more temporary than Midoriya's is, whereas Midoriya always has a consistent level of strength with All for One, and then can amp it beyond there. Speed-wise, though, this one, we have no evidence to suggest how... The only evidence, actually, I take it back. We have one little bit of evidence to suggest how fast Deku really is, and it's when he uses Gear Shift, and he literally hit Shigaraki. I think it was 3 or 5 times, and it took time for sound to catch up. He was moving, God knows how much faster than the speed of sound, but he was not moving at light speed. And everything I've seen, especially because we have individuals who use light-based magic in the world of Black Clover, Asta does have light speed level reflexes. He has relativistic light speed reflexes. And maybe not traveling speed, but he does have relativistic light speed, or relativistic speed comparative to light. In terms of traveling speed, Midoriya might have the edge there, but in terms of combat speed, yeah, Asta's got the edge there. In terms of actual combat, in terms of ability to fight, I'm definitely giving the edge to Deku there. Both are more brawlers than martial artists, but Deku has shown more finesse in his fighting style. And he is a much more clever individual. He's just much smarter than Asta, so he's actually a better tactician than Asta is. So there's that. So right now, Deku's got the edge, definitely in tactical ability and possibly overall combat ability as well. He might edge out in strength when going all out, but that's a big might. He's got traveling speed over Asta, but Asta's got better reflexes. So it really would come down to their actual overall abilities, and this lies the problem, is what I was trying to say, with the Asta Deku matchup, which goes to my original conclusion in the last one. Asta's ability is anti-magic, but there's nothing magic to do with Midoriya. Sorry. Anyway, I digress. I was pausing for that. I thought I heard something. But no, there's nothing magic to do about Midori. It's all physical quirks. So the quirks are all just physical abilities that he naturally has, that he has thanks to his biology. So he's really, his swords are not useless. They can still be used as bludgeoning weapons, sure, and skewering weapons, but they don't have any power over it, Midoriya. Even being wrapped in the anti-magic while on a physical enhancement doesn't have any other ability beyond that. Midoriya's abilities aren't magic. They're quirks. So every one of the abilities Midoriya has should affect Asta. And that goes to Black Whip, which is definitely one of the most versatile of them. Black Whip's a cool ability. Then he can float and fly because of the amount of strength he can throw with All for One. He is capable of making a smoke screen, which admittedly can be negated because Asta can sense ki. He can sense ki. So that smoke screen is kind of negated. Then you have, what am I missing? Oh, Danger Sense, which allows Midoriya to avoid Asta, but that's going to be a reflex thing, and I've determined Asta does have better reflexes. But then you also have Fajin, which is kind of like a mini Kaioken in some ways. I like Fajin. Fajin's a really cool one, which has temporary boosts of enhancement because you have to store energy in you. And then you get Gear Shift. Gear Shift might be one of my favorite abilities. He literally is able to change the speed of opponents and targets, which means, honestly, what speed advantage Asta may have could easily be mitigated thanks to Gear Shift. And then it can be Deku can immediately go in for overdrive, all that. Now, the catch here is that we know Deku can only use this ability for about 5 minutes right now. It's literally and it literally is able to break physics. Deku can actually stop his own inertia and stop an opponent's inertia just by contact and movement. So, I am going to get so much hate for this answer, I know, because this happened last time too. But we've grown since then. Things have changed. I will say I'm still going Deku on this. And I'm probably going to end up being wrong. Or I know I'm going to get people who are going to be like, you're wrong for this and this and this. Like, all right, let's just get it out of the way. But I'm still going to go with my original guess and say Asta. Still say Deku. Deku was my original answer the first time, and he's still my answer this time. But I could be dead wrong on this. I admit, I still haven't gone through all of Black Clover. There's still, and even if I try looking up Black Clover, it's not giving me a huge amount of feats. So, I mean, I'd have to look up legitimate feats, not like just what he's capable of doing. So, yeah, I'm going to go Midoriya, but who do you ultimately got and why? Let me know in the comments below. This should be a good one. I liked the last one. Witch King versus Sora was a good fight. I liked it. There were a couple moments where it looked a little, but otherwise I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you folks later.